Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello everyone, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 36 of Adventures and Mousecapades.
Yeah, this week we ask a question. What is the practical use of a pinky toe?
For finding furniture.
That's very true. There you go. All right, well, that concludes this episode. Remember, have a travel agent at our Mousecapades.
We're not done.
Okay, fine.
This week we are continuing on our 2016 December adventure, going from Walt Disney World Resorts to the Disney Fantasy.
Indeed. So we had 2 days in the parks, and then we're picking up. We had a 7-week, I wish, a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise on the Disney Fantasy, and I love this itinerary so much. We had a deluxe family stateroom with veranda in concierge.
Concierge.
That's right. We were in room 12508, and wow.
Yes.
This was our first exposure to concierge on Disney Cruise Line. And
Incorrect. Wonder. Panama Canal, 2013.
Oh, that's right. But they didn't have the concierge wasn't the same.
This is true.
On the Wonder.
Yes.
Back in 2013.
They did not have a lounge or anything.
That's right. And I don't feel like we didn't use concierge like we could have on that cruise. Like, we didn't know what we were doing.
That's true.
We get on that one, that was more just like, hey, we got a fancy ass room.
Yeah.
This, to me, is our first real experience with concierge on Disney Cruise Line, where we were like, we had the lounge and all the rest of that stuff. And the Disney Wonder has a lounge now. Mm-hmm. It didn't back then.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
But
okay.
Yeah, it just, yeah,
we
were spoiled. We spoiled ourselves, and we do everything that we can at this point to see if we can cruise concierge moving forward, because it is more expensive, but
we enjoy the experience. We like nice things.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. We also actually priced out
the same trip
for 2023, since they just released the itineraries for late 2023.
Yep.
We're like, hey, let's do a Christmas time cruise.
Right.
We wanted to do something over on San Diego.
Right.
But there's a boat that seems to be missing from the itineraries right now.
Indeed.
So we decided, okay, well, let's look at what the Fantasy is doing in 2023.
Right.
So we priced out basically this same cruise that we're going to be talking about right now.
Pretty much the exact same dates.
Yep.
It's a Western Caribbean versus Eastern Caribbean, but it is, it gets off right before, like, on Christmas Eve. And the price difference from 2016 to 2023 or 2022, however you want to look at it, is 50%. The cost of this same room has gone up 50%.
Yeah.
In 6 years.
So needless to say, we are not going to be doing concierge.
Not on that one.
No.
Not on that one.
Nope.
Well, we'll just have to slum it.
We'll have to slum it. We will still have an amazing time.
Yes.
And I'm very much looking forward to booking those tomorrow morning.
Yes. So back to 2016. The concierge lounge, they have its own sun deck there on the Fantasy. It is an experience unto itself. They have a bar. You can get drinks and take them with you to dinner at night. And
happy hours.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it was just, and the staff, the concierge staff, is second to none. They are incredible. They helped out with our family so much. engaged the kids. Sterling was just over the moon for one of the folks there.
Miss Kamisha.
Miss Kamisha. And oh man, it was concierge is definitely more expensive than a regular room. If you have the means, at some point splurge and do it.
We'll be talking more about concierge a little later down the line in our podcast.
Yep.
Just our thoughts on it, what you can get with it.
Yep.
All that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. When we got to the port over at Port Canaveral, checked in and everything, Minnie Mouse was there.
Yeah.
We got to take pictures with Minnie at the port in front of the Disney Cruise Line. I guess it's like a cruise ship model.
Yeah, right there in the middle of that kind of big waiting room and everything. So that was cool. And then we had the sail away party and countdown, and the horn goes off, and we didn't move.
We didn't move.
No.
We didn't go anywhere for a little bit.
No. So I think the sail away party was at like 4:00 or something like that. We didn't leave until like 6. We were at dinner when we finally cast off. So, which is interesting. So there was a bunch of flight delays that day for various storms throughout the country. And there were Disney guests who had, checked bags through from the airport, from, like wherever they were coming from. They were in the system. They had Disney transportation from the Orlando airport down to the port. And because they were on their way and Disney knew they were on their way, they held the ship for them.
Yes.
That bus didn't even show up to the port, didn't get to the port until like 5:30.
Yeah, we have a picture of the last bus that pulled in.
Yep. And then we had to, they had to get checked in and go through customs and all the rest of that stuff. So, which is really cool. If you are traveling in on the day of a cruise and you're traveling with transfers and everything else with Disney, they will do their best to help you out within reason.
Within reason.
I mean, if they were going to be 6 or 7 hours late, they weren't going to hold the boat. But this is also why we recommend you do not travel in on the day of your cruise.
Yeah.
Get there at least a day before into the Orlando area to avoid issues like this with travel, especially in the late summer where you've got storms in Florida always disrupting travel, in the winter when you've got storms disrupting travel all over the country. Basically, at all times, get there at least a day early.
Or there's issues with staffing and flights get canceled for no reason.
Exactly. There's no more pilots or whatever. So just travel early.
Yeah. There's plenty of hotels available. I mean, you could always stay at MCO.
Yep.
There's the hotel in the airport.
Yep.
You could go down to Port Canaveral, stay at a hotel there the night before.
Yeah. A lot of the hotels down there by the port will have a complimentary shuttle to and from the port to get you there in the morning or back from the port. So use those options. Don't travel in on the day of your cruise. I can't imagine these people on these flights freaking out thinking that they've missed their cruise. Don't put yourself in that stressful situation. That night we had dinner at the Enchanted Garden, and Sterling fell asleep.
Yes. But he powered through eating his Mickey bar.
Yes.
He was like, we have a picture of him. He's resting his head on his hand.
Yes.
And the other hand, and his eyes are closed. And the other hand, he has the Mickey bar. So
yes, he's like, I'm so tired, but I have to have my ice cream Mickey bar.
Needless to say, we did not stay up too late this evening.
Nope.
I think we're all a little bit tired.
Indeed.
Went to sleep. The next morning we had bunches of stuff to do.
Yes, and it was a sea day.
Yeah.
And we had a character breakfast down in Animator's Palette, and this was the Disney Junior character breakfast. And we got to see Doc McStuffins again, Sophia the First. Who else was there?
Jake from Jake and the Neverland Pirates.
Not Jake from State Farm?
No.
Oh.
Jake from Jake and the Neverland Pirates.
Got it. Oh. And Mickey was there too.
And Mickey was there too.
Yeah.
This is a separately ticketed event. I do not believe there's a cost involved in it, but you do need to book it ahead of time.
Right.
through when you do your activities check-in. You can also do it once you're on the ship. If there are still spots available, you can go to port excursions or guest services, one of the two, and book this.
Or talk to your concierge assistant.
Talk to your concierge assistant, yes. There's also another one that we did, actually 2 other ones that we did this day that required tickets. We did the frozen meet and greet.
The characters, not a physical state. Like everybody was warm and alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the princess gathering. And both of those did require us to get spots reserved ahead of time.
Yes. I appreciate you glossing right over my joke.
That's what I do. The frozen meet and greet, we got to see Anna and Elsa and Olaf as well.
Yeah. And at the princess gathering, we saw Tiana and Belle, who had a very nice holiday dress on.
Yes, she had her red velvet holiday dress on. Gorgeous.
I can't imagine how hot she was in the Caribbean, but whatever. Cinderella was there and Ariel as well. That evening, we didn't sit down to watch it, but we do have a picture that there were lots of people up on deck watching Sunday Night Football on Funnel Vision.
I think this is awesome. I love that they did this.
Yes. We did a family photo portrait session that day, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did this through Shutters. It was a portrait session. It's totally separate cost.
Yes.
Much more expensive.
Yes.
And this one was actually a black and white session.
Yeah, that was our choice.
Yeah.
And it was, they did such a great job with the photos and working with us and the kids. These are photos that they're special to us. They're so well done.
They're nice photos.
Yeah. And it was formal night too. So we planned it all very nicely.
Yes. We had on all fancy clothes.
Indeed. So we had the photos, and then we went to dinner, and we had more photos just out in the lobby and with the Christmas trees and all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Dinner was at Royal Court that night.
Did Sterling fall asleep?
Oh my gosh. Of course he did.
Yeah.
And it was, if I remember correctly, it was a little bit chilly in there.
Yeah.
And one of the servers came by and covered Sterling up in a napkin.
Yeah.
But it's
the big,
napkins,
huge, fancy
huge
napkins.
Yeah, to keep him warm. Very cute.
Indeed. We didn't take pictures every night of our towel animals.
I think this is the only one we got.
But no, we had one more.
Okay.
But this one was nice. It was a dinosaur. And then Sterling had one of those little Tsum stuffed animal things and that wound its way up on the dinosaur's back.
Yep, it's Bullseye riding the dinosaur.
Yeah. And then we had a note about the clocks moving forward as we proceeded east in the Caribbean. And as you get in your room every night, you got a copy of the next day's Navigator, because that's still a thing, right?
I miss the paper navigators.
Wait. Yeah, that's gone.
It is gone. I don't even know. I know once they moved to the app, you could still go down to the Port Adventures desk or guest services and still get a paper copy. I don't know if they do that anymore.
I don't think they do. I remember seeing somebody complain about that because they're like, my mom, she's 75 or 80. She doesn't have a phone. Like, how is she supposed to know what's going on? Like, yeah, there was lament.
Yep.
So
I liked the paper navigators. There was all sorts of information in there. You could not have to scroll through and find what you want.
Yes. It was a lot faster to see everything that what was going on
at a glance.
At a glance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alas.
It is gone.
Progress?
Yay.
I don't know.
The next day was our second day at sea. We had I think we slept in probably. And then Alicia and I enjoyed the chocolate and liquor tasting.
Enjoyed is the right word, yes.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
I love the chocolate and liquor tasting.
Indeed. And I remember, the last one is a sample of Glenmorangie scotch. And
It's like Glenn Morangi Select or
yeah,
something like that.
Signet.
Signet.
Get it right, Alicia. And
Okay.
like there was a bunch of people around us who were like, "Oh, we don't do scotch." And so like these are like $75 shots
Is it that expensive?
of the Signet by itself.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And I probably had 4 of them.
And if I remember correctly, the cost of this chocolate and liquor tasting was like $25.
Yeah, or maybe 30 bucks. Like
Yeah.
it was, like that one drink of itself paid made this thing a great deal. Yeah, and anyhow, I had a great afternoon. The next picture is me with a big thumbs up.
You did some pictures by yourself out on the balcony.
I did. I don't remember doing that.
Well, I must have taken the picture of you.
Oh, true.
I
Whatever.
don't know. Something like that.
It was very windy out that day.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That evening, we got to experience Remy for the first time.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Remy was delicious.
That was amazing. We discovered that Alicia and I have opinions about water.
Yes.
Our waiter came over and said, well, here's the water menu. What would you like? And we're like,
Just tap is fine.
what?
Thank you.
Yeah, and he goes, no. No. And I think we had,
We had Scotch water. We had Glen.
No, it was Macallan.
Macallan.
It was Macallan water. And it was amazing.
It blew our mind. We were not expecting, we're like, they're just charging for water. These companies, I guess they're trying to find another way to make a buck or something. But
even if it was psychosomatic, that was the best water I've ever had in my life.
Good. No, we were not expecting to notice anything, but we got the still. We did not get the sparkling.
No, right.
They have a still menu and a sparkling menu.
Yes.
And this was really good. It was like $15 for the water, and we each got one.
I don't remember. No, we had a bottle.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had a bottle. But yeah, it was really good.
It was really good.
Really good.
So anyhow, we can highly recommend Macallan water.
Yes.
The rest of the meal was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one that had the cheese, right?
Yes.
The big, huge.
I tried so many different cheeses.
Oh yeah.
We're going again, and I think I'm going to try the cheeses that I don't want to try too, just to get the experience.
Content.
It's
Yes, content.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll see which ones I'm absolutely like, ew, no. And of course, the wait staff was incredible.
Oh yeah.
We love the Disney cast members. They do such an amazing job. And Nathan kind of alluded to it earlier that the concierge staff was just a cut above.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Disney cast members on the ship are just amazing in the first place.
Yeah.
And to have another elevated level above that for concierge, we weren't expecting that.
No.
And the Remy staff is kind of on par with concierge staff. Just wow.
Yeah. It was a great night. Remy is one of those restaurants that is not included in your normal dining. In our opinion, it's worth it.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
It is an expensive meal.
Yeah, I think it's like $120 a plate or something.
That's just for the food.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to have, a wine pairing and all the sorts of stuff that you go north from there.
Yes.
But it was an amazing meal.
It was indeed. That was that evening.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. The next day was our first port of call, and that was at Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. And we had the distinct pleasure of spending the day with Aristocat Charters on the Lionheart, which was a sailing catamaran. We had heard about them from, I don't remember how we heard about them.
I'm fairly certain it was just one of my research days, just looking through prior trip reports and contacting a couple people saying, hey, we want to do an excursion.
Yeah.
This is kind of the type of thing we're looking for. None of the Disney ones were catching our eye.
Correct. Because we really wanted to do sailing and maybe some snorkel and swim time and have a really nice meal on board.
Yeah.
And the Disney stuff was
We
maybe
wanted
you
a,
get a little snack, and
Yeah.
it went really short. And yeah, this was the full day.
we wanted a full day.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I looked around and found out about Aristocat Charters,
Mm-hmm.
and boy, are we happy we found them.
Holy cow. And we actually took, kind of jumped off the deep end a little bit.
Yep.
We actually chartered the whole boat.
Yes.
And so they could take up to 20 people, and we chartered the boat for just us 4. And we're not that crazy. We're not that insane. We actually turned around and announced the charter that we were doing on the Facebook group that we were on for that cruise. And we got lots of people. Like, I think that our list of other 16 slots was full within a day.
It was really close. Well, the price was insane.
Yeah, it was really low.
Per person, it was, I think, maybe $100
yeah.
per person.
Yeah, for a full
On
day.
a full day charter, $100 per person is nothing.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yep.
It's a great use of our time, and we're going again.
Yes.
And holy cow, we'll be there in like a month.
Yep.
And didn't have it in me to do the legwork.
No, it
with
was a fair amount of work.
Yeah, and so this time around, Aristocat you can just go sign up with them, and they handle all of that stuff. Now, if they don't have enough people sign up, they won't, they'll cancel and you'll get your money back. I heard from somebody that our sale that day is full, so we'll definitely be with them again. Aristocat just treats you so well. Their staff is amazing. The food was tremendous.
It was very good.
And
yeah.
they were super family focused. They understand the Disney schedule and the calendar, and when they need to be back and make sure you have time to get back to the boat. It's not that far a walk from the cruise ship to their dock. Yeah, they're just really great people to work with. And worst case scenario, if you do for some reason miss a boat, the ship is going to the next island over for the next day. Like, you could find a water taxi or somebody to get you over to the next island, to St. Thomas, and you could meet the Wonder you can meet the Fantasy the next day over there if worse comes to worse.
Yeah, I don't know when it would get to that point, because these companies know that they have to get you there by a certain time.
Exactly.
They don't want to risk that. So
Exactly.
they'll make sure that you are back in port plenty ahead of time.
I now remember them saying, like, if we have like a mechanical breakdown or something like that and we miss the time slot, like, we'll get you over to the other island for the next day. So everything's going to be fine. Go find Aristocat Charters. I think it's aristocatcharters.com.
Yeah.
And sail with them out of Tortola. You won't regret it.
Yeah, we had a blast on this one.
Yep.
So, and it was, like we said, it was an all-day charter. We came back. We had dinner at Enchanted Garden that evening, I believe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Saw the show, whatever it happens to be.
and went to bed.
Went to bed.
The next day, like I said, we were over at St. Thomas, which is a hop, skip, and a jump away from Tortola. And St. Thomas is actually a United States territory, so your cell phone will work and you won't be roaming internationally, which is, for those of care, of note. We did an excursion through Disney Cruise Line on this day to the Coral World Ocean Park, which was interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little aquarium zoo kind of thing. They have this all sorts of exhibits, and they have this room that's like built down underwater, like off of a pier, and you could go down and see all the coral reefs and everything in the bay. They had an aviary where you could go inside and feed the birds and stuff like that, which the kids really loved.
I loved it too, because birds.
Yes. Yeah, that was good. Having a lorikeet come up and sit on your head and stuff like that. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time. They have a submarine voyage. I mean, it's a boat that has it's not a glass bottom boat. Like, you actually, step down a floor, if you will. Most of the boat is underneath, like the cabin's underneath, and it has portholes and things like that.
It's similar to the Nemo ride at
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Bigger windows.
Bigger windows, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, that's actually that's a good one. And that was cool. Couldn't see as much as I think the water was a little churned up. It had been a little stormy. Really cool though. They had a diver that was a scuba diver that was out, and he'd go pick up like a sea urchin or this or that and kind of bring it up, and you could see it. And
Yeah.
and it was
That
fun.
was neat. Actually having somebody there interacting and
Yes.
grabbing stuff.
And there were huge iguanas everywhere on the docks,
Everywhere.
and the rocks, and all sorts of stuff. So
This was a fairly short excursion.
yeah, it's like 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And we were back on the ship for lunch.
Yep.
And I think we just kind of hung out and did, some pools and whatnot for the rest of the afternoon. And
That's what we like doing.
indeed,
It's a relaxing time.
I'm sure the kids were up in the pool or the clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and we were on the veranda reading.
Yep. Probably.
Mhm.
We had dinner at Royal Court that evening, and it was also the premiere at sea for Rogue One.
Yes.
This movie is not a happy movie.
I mean, it depends on your point of view, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a 5-year-old who really latched on to K2SO, excuse me,
Yeah.
as a character. And I mean, spoiler alert, it doesn't turn out well
No.
for K2SO. And all of a sudden we had a very loudly sobbing little dude sitting
Yeah,
next to us
poor
in
guy.
the middle of the Walt Disney Theater. And that was a struggle.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, dude, I was emotional at that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor guy. We were able to soothe him for a while.
Yeah.
And went to the stores afterward to see if we could find him a K2SO doll, and we did.
Yes. Yes. A little retail therapy.
Yes. It was also pirate night this
It
night,
was.
I believe.
There's a lot going
There's
on
a lot
this day.
going on this day. Yeah, we had that at Royal Table when we were at Royal Table.
Yeah.
We had the main seating for dinner. That was a little bit earlier. I don't think Sterling would have been able to make it
No.
to the late
No,
seating.
no. Absolutely not.
While we do prefer the late seatings nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah. So after Rogue One and retail therapy, we had sleep time.
Indeed.
The next day was another sea day.
Yep. And we just kind of hung out and didn't do a whole ton that day. And I know Sterling spent some time in the kids club, and we have some random character interaction photos. Alicia and I ran into Goofy at one point and
Yep.
got a selfie with him in the middle of the hallway. And that's what I love about DCL is just
It's the random.
those random encounters with
Yeah.
characters. It's just something special. I forget which cruise it was, but I remember we got on an elevator, and all of a sudden, like Captain Mickey, sticks his
walked
hand
in,
in, and we rode the main elevator with Captain Mickey.
I
And,
think it was on the Wonder.
yeah, I think so. Anyhow, that's the kind of thing.
Yes.
That magic, that spontaneous
Yes.
magic, is really cool on the ships.
One thing that we haven't come into contact with or haven't experienced on Disney Cruise Line yet is Sleepwalking Goofy.
Yes.
I really want to see Sleepwalking
know.
Goofy
Someday.
someday.
We'll just have to keep trying.
Yep. We also got to see Minnie this day. The concierge,
Oh, that's right.
in the concierge sun deck area, there was a members event or concierge event,
Mm-hmm.
and Minnie showed up. She was giving out autographs, and I believe they gave us like a special print
Mhm.
as well. Just a nice little
Concierge
thing.
gift.
concierge gift. Yep.
Yeah, a little get together and thank you.
Yeah.
We had dinner that night at Animator's Palette. It was semi-formal night, so we got a little bit dressed up. We took some more family photos and everything in front of the Christmas tree there in the lobby, and yeah, just generally had a good old time.
Mm-hmm.
We did take a picture of our towel animal that evening. It was a bat
It was a bat.
hanging from a hanger.
That's right.
Just hanging from a, yeah. There's lots of hanging there.
It's neat seeing all the different things that they can make out of the towels.
Yes. And they had they had cut out like some black paper or something like that for the eyes. They were just like kind of like stuck on the animal. So
That's
you
cool.
could actually see kind of like, oh, okay, that it helps.
Yes.
Yeah. Our penultimate day on the ship, or I guess our last full day, was December 23rd. And this was our excursion day on Castaway Cay. And we had a cabana for the day.
We did.
We had cabana number 8.
This is our first cabana.
Yeah. And it was so cool.
I enjoyed having a cabana so much.
Yeah.
I can't be in the sun for very long. And there's seating areas in the shade in the cabana. I know the Castaway has umbrellas that you can use and everything. Sometimes it's hard to get them though. Yeah, this was very nice.
Yeah.
Although we didn't go to the cabana right away.
No, we did the 5K. I think this will be the last. That was the last time we'll ever do the 5K.
It was you, me, and
Caitlin.
Or
Yeah.
did I do it too, or was it just you and Caitlin?
I think it was the 3 of us. And I think Sterling was in the kids club for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I had to go pick him up or something like that. I remember I was either walking to the ship or coming back from the ship. And one of I think it may have been Kamisha, found me and was like, why are you walking? Like, get in the cart. Let's go. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. The bummer is we don't run, right? So it takes us about an hour to do the 5K. And they have a photographer who will go through the cabanas and take pictures, do family photos there on the beach at Castaway. And since we were doing the 5K, we missed them. And they didn't come back. They're only out there kind of like first thing in the morning, which was kind of a bummer. It would have been really great to take advantage of that. Kamisha did, I think, grab one of our phones and take some photos of us, which was awesome. And I'm glad we have some family photos there in the cabana. But I lament missing the photographer.
Yeah. We stayed on Castaway until like extreme last call.
The bitter end.
Yes.
Yes. But it was worth every little minute of it. We had such a great time.
Yes, indeed. And we have, we were looking through our pictures and saw that we have pictures with our head server manager. Actually, I don't know if he was head server for this one or we just saw him.
I don't think he was our head server,
No.
but Harry.
He recognized us.
Yeah.
From our 2013 cruise.
Yes. Harry was amazing. We've talked about him before.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And we will, for always and forever, remember Harry when we're on the cruises.
Yep. Yeah, so we have a nice picture of us with him in Enchanted Garden.
Yeah.
That's where we had dinner that night.
Yep. And then, yeah, that was kind of it. We had breakfast that next morning in Enchanted Garden prior to disembarkation. Kamisha, we have a picture of her and Sterling in the concierge lounge as we were getting ready to go. And she gave Sterling a Sorcerer Mickey stuffed animal. Those two became inseparable by the end of the week. It was so cute. These are the kind of interactions,
Yes.
why we love Disney in general and Disney Cruise Line specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a photo that we have on here of all the shampoo and conditioner and lotion, the little hand-sized ones.
Yes.
In concierge, they do not have the regular H2O products. There's a Elemis product, which has a very strong floral scent.
Yes.
Which aggravated my migraines.
Yes.
And I had asked if there was any way we could get some of the regular H2O stuff in because is causing me migraines, the scent. And they brought so much.
You spent a lot of this cruise not feeling great.
Yes, I did. I don't remember a huge amount about this
Yeah.
cruise. I do remember I missed multiple evening shows because I was laying down in the room.
Yeah. That's a bummer. So we'll have to go rediscover the fantasy
Yeah.
this summer. Because
Why don't we go do that?
hey, let's see what we can do about
Awesome.
that. Yeah.
Debarkation was Christmas Eve.
Yes. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. We got again, we've talked about this before. Alaska had like a couple flights a day at that time, and the only one that works with the debarkation schedule and everything doesn't leave Orlando to get back to Seattle until I want to say like 6 o'clock or something like that at night. And so we did a day room at the I think it's the Hyatt Regency there inside the Orlando airport. And I remember we went out and used the pool there at the hotel. And I have this picture of Sterling running down this huge long hallway and taking a corner to get to the pool, but he had lost one of his shoes and just kept going like he didn't care.
He wanted to go to the pool.
Get to the pool. Let's do
He's
it.
at the very, very far end of a hallway.
Yeah.
And the shoes at the very front.
Yeah.
So you just see him taking the turn. He was ready to get in the pool.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter that he, spent all the time in the ship pool. He
Yeah, it's
wanted, He
fine.
wanted the hotel pool.
Exactly.
Yeah. This was an amazing trip. I wish I remembered more of it, but I know it was a fun trip.
Yes. You know what we should do? We should do this one again too. Let's do another Christmas time cruise on the Fantasy.
I think we can hopefully do that.
Well, we'll know in about 12 hours.
Yes. Not this year, next year.
Yes.
Something we actually didn't bring up at all was the midship detective agency.
Oh, yeah.
Darn it. Well, let's bring that up right now.
Let's do it.
The Midship Detective Agency is an interactive quest you can do on the Fantasy.
Yeah. And the Dream.
And the Dream, yeah, where you are given a couple of mysteries to solve, and you're the detective, and you have to go to different areas of the ship and solve different things. The Fantasy has interactive pictures all throughout the ship. It's just a really fun thing to do. I'm very much looking forward to that. They have something on the Wish that's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will be up and running when we're
Yeah.
on there. I don't know if it will be or not, but I am very much looking forward to doing the Midship Detective Agency things again.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to check it out.
We'll check it out and we'll let you know later.
Indeed.
And on to the disclaimers.
Yes.
We are not affiliated with Disney, and we are not travel agents. We can offer our opinions and suggestions, and we recommend working with a travel agent to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, shoot us an email at podcast@adventuresandmousecapades.com. Also, give us a follow over on social media. We're at Our Mousecapades. And lastly, give us a rating and review in your favorite podcast app to help people find us. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.